So my day 2 of Terrificon. Let's see how it goes. Hello YouTube. So just got back from Terrificon, trying to do a short little what did I get video because I kind of want to put the stuff away. My car blew up on Tuesday, had to get a new car, so I missed Friday at Terrificon, but I was able to go Saturday. Got there about 3 o'clock. I think I left about 6:30, and then Sunday I went right when they opened. I left about 12:30 because, like I had even said before, all the issues with the car and everything, I really didn't have a lot to look for. And then with buying the car, funds kind of got more limited. So what did I do? So here are some of the things that I picked up. First thing that I ended up getting was this, and I thought that this was absolutely amazing. So it was a 1 of 25, and this is number 14 of 25, right up in there, but a nice John Bernthal Terrificon exclusive 129 homage cover for a brand new day. So I gotta get a spot for that. And then I was able to meet Ron Perlman, and oh my God, he's hilarious. So I always hem and hawed about actually doing celebrities because it can get expensive. And I mean, you want to pay them for their time and stuff, but you get a 30-second interaction, you're paying like $80 for a signature and stuff. But my mom and I used to watch Beauty and the Beast back when it was on CBS in the 80s, and she always had a thing for him, so I had him sign it to Debbie, and I really like this picture, so I got her this one. And as he's getting ready to sign it, he looks up and he looks at me and he goes, "You are the ugliest Debbie I have ever seen." And I thought that was hilarious. So when we actually went to do the picture, rookie mistake, I don't have my phone ready for the thing, and he's kind of standing there, but I was like the only one in line at that time. So he threw his arm around me and he's like, "Smile, Debbie." And like we just, I held up the picture. The handler took like 2 or 3 selfie shots that I thought turned out really well, and he gave me a fist bump at the end. But it was just a good interaction. He was still joking around about that. Apparently I'm Debbie. I bought one of these before I went, which I'm going to actually say is actually clutch. If your local LCS has one of these, I got this on Amazon for like 23 bucks, but the reason I got it was because Thomas Bliss, who watches the channel, he actually lives fairly close to me. He was going to be unable to make the show, and he wanted to have John, and I'm going to probably mispronounce this, Zhang, sign it, because he basically had a whole bunch of signatures. He's got Eastman down here and everybody and their brother. So this was the remark and the signature from John, and he had the certificate of authenticities, but John was awesome. That's awesome. Thomas, this one was for you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Because I explained the situation, you know, it was for a friend of mine. He was unable to attend, and I told him, I said, you know, I have a small YouTube channel. And he goes, oh, you want to record it? So he let me record him, and he's like, I used 3 paint markers and went through it. He even did a little personalized, you know, to Thomas, you know, sorry you couldn't be here kind of thing. So that was cool. I'm going to deep dive these, but there was an independent, Dream Escape Publishing, JJ Comics. And this was a brand new book called Sinister. And both the creators actually were there. They signed it. I told them I had a small YouTube channel, and they were very excited about me having a small YouTube channel. So book was $7. They both signed it, and it's set in the Old West. I kind of leafed through it Saturday night, but basically the main character in this is going after the 7 deadly sins, but he doesn't use a gun in the Old West. He used a Bible, and the Bible will actually suck the sins in, or suck the souls of the sinners into the Bible. It's kind of a cool premise. I do want to do a deep dive on this, and they did give me, and once I actually do like the review on this, they gave me a link so that you could get this and other things off of their website. So the other one that I picked up is Marcus, and I think this is actually pretty popular, but this is on their site too, so I'm going to deep dive into this as well and kind of do a thing and show some of their work. I think that was everything out of there. And then the number one thing I was looking for at this con was Punisher Armory 10. Now, I have found, the cheapest copy I found was on my comic shop. It's like $38, but it's like $10 shipping, and it's not a $50 book. It completes the collection that I thought I already had completed. But apparently no one had it. Now, I literally found Punisher Armory 1 through 9 at like 3 or 4 vendors. 10 is just MIA. So I'm probably just going to keep on searching for it. It's probably a good thing to just try to find in a dollar bin versus spending the $50 on it. But if anybody has a Punisher Armory 10, send me a comment. And if you like this thing, kind of thing, like, share, and subscribe. But literally, I'm willing to buy it off of you if you want a reasonable price, kind of thing. So if you have one floating around or you have a couple copies of it, let me know. So what did I get for books? Well, I found this one, Punisher, the Ghosts of the Innocents, and it's kind of a small trade. So I'm like, yeah, I'll pick that up. And then we got a couple other. I got Punisher the Prize, again a small trade. And then I wasn't going to do this, but I bought the Punisher Dolph Lundgren trade adaptation, and then they had the Thomas Jane one, so I figured that if I'm going to try to be looking for Punisher stuff, this wasn't a bad thing to pick up. And then continuing on with the books, we got Punisher Meets Archie, number 1. And of course the guy that bought it from me did a spoiler, so apparently he doesn't kill Archie. And then I thought this was kind of cool, so I figured that we can kind of open this up. So I posted before about the Heroes Initiative, and the Heroes Initiative is really, really awesome. So a lot of the creators back in the day that didn't really have a good contract, or they were, paid by page or something like that, a lot of them struggle now with health bills or medicines or living expenses. So the Heroes Initiative basically sells books, and a lot of creators actually contribute so that they can sell like either signed books or merch, that they can actually use the proceeds from that to actually help those creators. So this was kind of a blind bag that they set up with. This little mini like Zap book bag. I'm not really sure what you tote bag, but it's got a whole bunch of stuff in here. So let's see what we got. So there's quite a few books in it, and this was $20. So it was kind of a what do we get kind of thing for $20. So we have a DC Comics Presents number 30, Superman and Black Canary. Looks like we've got a little, I'm not sure who that's supposed to be, but basically a little notepad that they give you. It'd probably be good to actually write down some of the books you need. By helping comic creators in need, the Heroes Initiative is on the back. Be the Hero bookmark. Heroes Initiative creates a safety net for comic book creators in medical or financial need. Heroes Initiative has benefited creators and their families with over $1 million worth of much needed aid, fueled by your contributions. It's a chance to give back to the people who have given us so much enjoyment. So, and then on the back there's the thing I just read to you. And I believe they have a website. So, but basically they give a little pamphlet on what they do, and you can donate. I'm trying to see. I'm not seeing a website, but I'm pretty sure if you looked up Heroes Initiative, I'll try to put it right there, that you should be able to probably find something online, because I'm not seeing a website right now. That might be something they want to look into. And then it looks like we got a signed book. So Strike Force Morituri, number 14, and it's signed by Carl Potts. And the cool thing is, whenever you do buy one of their signed books, they actually put their own certificate of authenticity in there. So that's kind of cool. Oh boy. The Fight to Save Earth from Star Warriors. Mike Tyson versus Why Not Willie. And this is 66 of 300. And I just think that that's kind of cool. I believe that if Nate was here, he would say that this is kind of one of the ones you almost have to pick up. And it looks like they did a whole bunch of homage stuff in the bottom. So we have Goofy in the bottom here. I don't know if I can get it to close in, but we have Homer is down in the bottom. SpongeBob is right up in here. Shredder and the Turtles are off in the side. So it's basically the Superman versus Muhammad Ali cover that was hugely famous when it came out. So this is kind of cool. I have no idea. Legends publication number 1, The Glopple. Perhaps this will be my new character. Okay, this is really cool. It is the Batman 100 project, and they actually do these trades where they get about, I think it's, 100 of the comics' greatest artists provide their take on DC's Dark Knight Batman. And they do them for different ones. They had a whole bunch of them for sale, but it's a nice hardcover trade and limited edition hardcover of only 500 copies. So that's kind of cool that that was in there, because this by itself is like $20 or more. So that's really cool. Kind of looking forward to deep diving that. Then finally, we have AWA issue 1 of 6. So for $20, I think I definitely got my money's worth. And the $20 goes to a really good cause, so I'm really happy about that. And let's see. I don't know if I can get this up, but I was looking for this earlier. But this is the Dreamscape for the review I'm going to do on the books. And I'm going to try to actually get this. I may put this as a link right now. But when I do the review, I'll make sure the link's in there so that you do want to go try to check it out. It's always good to help, you know, the smaller publications. I did actually get conned at the con because Mitch kept throwing up a bunch of things. Buy the glasses. I bought glasses. And so they're usually $10 a piece. But they had a 2 for $15 sale. So I figured I'll get 2 of these because, you know, why not? And then I kind of did something different. So, like the one print that I got that was Brand New Day, I was kind of just looking around and they actually had some movie posters, like smaller movie posters, like 11 by 17. And since I just saw Guns N' Roses the week before, I found this and I'm like, you can't even pass this up. So they were supposed to be $10 a piece, but it was 3 for $20. So I'm like, okay, I've got to get this because I just think that's really cool. And then I'm a huge Elvis fan. So I got a nice Viva Las Vegas. Now then I decided I hadn't ran into a lot of people. I saw Cliff a few times walking by, but he was kind of off doing his thing kind of thing. So we, you know, said hi to each other. But I decided to go over to Three Men in the Basement just to say hi because I actually wanted to look through, and they were my like last ditch effort to try to find the Punisher Armory. So Otto was there. And I'm looking through, and finally I'm like, hey, you don't have a Punisher Armory 10? And he just like laughs at me, and he goes, no. And he sees this poster, and he literally goes, my wife and I are huge Elvis fans, and tells me this wonderful story of his honeymoon, which I don't want to necessarily go, but apparently he was in Hawaii, and his wife conned him into like going to a closed down hotel that was one of the filming locations for one of Elvis's Hawaii movies. And I thought that was really cool. And I mean, he's talking to me about this, and he's like, well, if you got time, you got time. I'm like, Otto, I will listen to you talk, whatever. So after we got done, I'm like, all right, man, I hope you have a good con. And I'm like, hey, can I get a selfie? Because that's the one thing that I'm horrible with. Like, anytime I'm around other creators, I never think to grab the phone and actually grab a selfie with somebody. So I'm trying to get a little bit better with that. So I grabbed one with him. Check out Three Men in a Basement if you don't. They have awesome content. And if you're ever at a con that they're going to be at, stop at their table because they are some of the nicest, friendliest fellows that you ever want to have a conversation with. So that's basically the con. Now, I'm kind of wondering if I'm going to end up just pulling the trigger eventually and getting the Punisher Armory 10. But I was going to look for Jonah Hex. I was going to look for a couple other things. But I always go down the rabbit hole when I'm at Terrificon because it is easy to go to the dollar boxes, and Sundays especially. I'm going to say this. Saturday was so insane. It took me a long time just to find parking, but it wasn't just the con. And I mean, the con was the majority of it, but Billy Idol was playing at the casino that night, so parking was basically non-existent. So, and you have to be careful when you're going around because it's one way. And I was following a car the first time I went in there, and I didn't realize it was one way, so I pull out, and I have this, we'll just call her Karen. It's one way, it's one way. And there's no way for me to turn around or back up because I have a car following me. I'm following this other car, and literally I'm trying to just make the turn to go back into the driveway, so I'm out of the one way. So yes, I messed up, but I don't know what she expected me to do at that moment where I had my signal light on, where I was clearly going back into the lane because I messed up. So I messed up, but yep. And the best part is, as I was looping around for another 10 minutes, I ended up taking her parking spot when she left. So, trying to do kind of a short video kind of thing right now. I want to kind of touch base on He-Man, just because I haven't had a chance to see Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's on the bucket list this week. It's been a busy week. Guns N' Roses in Pennsylvania at Hershey Park. That was a good time. Then the following weekend this, but with the car thing, and then trying to get back into work. It's been an adventure. But so that's on the bucket list, is to go to see Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, He-Man, as you can see by the Skeletor shirt. I'm going to say this, I was wrong. And I literally kind of did a little rant about why do they have to have anything to do with Earth, and not spoilers if you haven't, seen it kind of thing, but he's on Earth. And I'm like, why? Because I remember the Dolph Lundgren movie, they basically put it on Earth, and even the deep dive into that, it was all budget. Because they kind of did a couple sets that were on Eternia for the Dolph Lundgren version, but basically it was cheaper to just film it like, oh, yep, they're on Earth. So I kind of get the budget constraints, but like this one, they shelled out some money, so it's like, why? Why is he on Earth? Why do they always have to put him on Earth? Now, for those that don't remember the history, his mother is actually an astronaut from Earth. So there is a lot of Easter eggs in this, and since it's on Amazon Prime, I really wish this had done better at the box office, and everyone's talking about the sequels. You have to watch it all the way through, but I'm going to say I was completely wrong about the movie, because the way that they did it made it actually make more sense to somebody that doesn't know anything about He-Man, because I gotta remember, cartoon came out, 43 years ago? I'm 48, so, I was 5. I know all of the cartoons, and then every revamp of the cartoons they did, I was kind of like, The Kevin Smith one was good on Netflix, but it's like, alright, yeah, but people that don't know the lore, the movie set it up perfectly so that it made more sense, and I'll leave it at that. But if you haven't had a chance to check out Masters of the Universe, the new one that's on Amazon Prime, please go check it out, because I think if it can stay like in the top 2 or 3 on Amazon Prime, since it's Amazon, MGM, and not Hasbro, Mattel has been really, saying that the toy sales since it came out on Amazon have gone up. And I think the toy sales are going to drive possibly a sequel. So I don't think the sequel would ever go out to the theaters. But hopefully they would still kind of put some money in it. And I mean, Amazon puts money into their, in-house productions anyway. So I think that we might be able to do something. Talk about a She-Ra series, and not that I was a huge She-Ra fan, but if we can get the, He-Man universe or Masters of the Universe going, that would be kind of cool. But I'm rambling now because I'm overly tired, and now I need to figure out where I'm putting stuff. I've decided that I have a bigger place than I ever had when I was first started the channel, and I have now ran out of space for walls, so the only thing to do is I'm going to have to buy a bigger place. No, we're not going to do that. But I'm going to rearrange some stuff so I can hang some of this cool stuff I just got. So I hope everyone is safe and happy. I hope everyone has a good week, and we will see you next time.